friends by accident.
You're listening to ESPN Radio on Springfield's sports leader, The Jock, 98.7 KWTO FM, Springfield, Missouri, and on the web at jock987.com.
Brother, it's a long road from Amistad to Toho. Doesn't matter which way you go, the miles are all the same.
Don Berry's Fishing Radio Show is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Tad Moreland, attorney at law, Ranger Boats, Mercury Marine, Pro Guide Batteries, Sun Line, Branson West Marine, Marine Repair Center, Championship Marine, Chomper Soft Plastics, War Eagle Spinnerbaits, John's Hot Crops, McAllister Marine, Blues Reels and Rods, Solar Bat Sunglasses, Hayden Machinery, Ulrich Marine, Freedom Bank, Extreme Outdoors, Bass Pro Shops, Power Pole, and Garmin Electronics.
Better get my microphone over here.
Welcome to the
John
show.
Berry's Fishing Radio Show today, the leader in sport fishing talk radio. Presented to us by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. They create a best of the best shopping experience for all outdoor enthusiasts. It means more selection by bringing together the best in fishing with Bass Pro Shops, the best in hunting with Cabela's, and the best in boating from the White River Marine brands. And our Freedom Bank guest of the week is Major League Fishing pro and co-founder of Major League Fishing, Mr. Boyd Duckett. And if you're wanting to know about Major League Fishing, you better tune in today and listen up, or you better get on Facebook and watch us Facebook Live. It's going to be a great show today. We're gonna stay positive with Boyd. We're going to ask him how this thing's going to work. We're going to find out, and if any of our Facebook Live watchers have any questions, type them in. I'll do my best to get to them, but again, we want to stay positive. We're not going to get in an argument over BASS and FLW and Major League Fishing. We want to know how this Major League Fishing thing is going to operate and what we're going to see on TV and how it's going to work.
You've stepped out. I mean, you've got a great guest today.
Well, we did. I had the help of my good buddy, Mr. Rick Emmett. Boyd Duckett's kind of hard to get a hold of these days. He's a very, very busy man. So shout out to my good buddy Rick Emmett for helping us make that happen. Freedom Bank has 5 branches in southwest Missouri, including Willard, Cassville, Shellknob, Golden, and Seligman. Freedom Bank is a full-service bank with both deposit and lending services. Freedom Bank has all the tools to make your banking easier. They specialize in agriculture and are huge supporters of outdoorsmen everywhere. The staff at Freedom Bank is courteous and knowledgeable. You're not treated like a number. You're treated as part of the Freedom family. Your community, your future, your bank. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's time. Mercury Marine Go Boldy trivia question. Get ready for the Mercury V8 4-stroke, faster, stronger, and bolder. It's that muscle car you dreamt of in high school, but it's in outboard form. Presented to us by Extreme Outdoors, located in Reed Spring, Missouri. Tackle Pack includes products from Extreme Outdoors. Chompers, War Eagle, Garmin, $25 gift card from Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. The Go Boldly question today: what Vice President of the United States promised Ray Scott, the BASS founder, that he would support the Wallop Barracks Act, which helped assist funding for modern-day fishing?
Burrow. Wallop Burrow.
See, you're the one that wrote it. You should have said it. I struck out on that one. Anyway, Sunline answers. Was it A, Jimmy Carter, B, George W. Bush, or C, Ronald Reagan? Give us a call at 417-868-6100, 417-868-6100. Sunline, the only fishing line you need, fluorocarbon, braid, and monofilament. Can check those fishing lines out at www.sunlineamerica.com. And Fishing Radio Show news presented to us by Hayden Machinery. No job is too big or too small for Hayden Machinery. Hayden Machinery has the equipment you need for any size job. Hayden Machinery specializes in farm and construction equipment. Hayden Machinery can sell you new or used equipment. They can rent it to you until the job is done, or they can make repairs on your old. Check out their inventory at HaydenMachineryLLC.com or stop by and see for yourself where Division crosses I-44 right here in Springfield, Missouri. 417-831-0000, Hayden Machinery. Bill Lowen obviously announced that he chose to stay with BASS instead of going with the Major League Fishing, and he said that it kind of related back to his younger years. He had a good friend that used to hunt and fish with. His friend got caught up in some bad things, hanging out with the wrong crowd, and ended up overdosing on drugs. And that was always their childhood dream, was to fish BASS. And this friend of his family actually helped Bill Lowen get his BASS career started, and his heart was just with BASS, and that's why he chose to stay there. And he also made the comment that the Anderson family that actually purchased BASS has not had a chance to hear what the anglers wanted or didn't want, because they just purchased BASS last fall, and he said he's going to stick with the Andersons and BASS and give them a chance. So it's going to be interesting, as we've been talking about. The writer Joe Baylog is pretty controversial and outspoken on things at times, and he doesn't understand why all the elite guys, especially some of these guys that haven't made a name for themselves yet, would choose to leave BASS and go to Major League Fishing and go up against the KVDs and the Jason Christies and those people. But it's going to be interesting to see, and it'll all work out in the end. Jacob Wheeler spent the rest of his he is the #1 bass fan, world-ranked angler in the world. Jacob Wheeler, and your Jacob Wheeler has had great success on the Major League Fishing Tour as well as the FLW. He moved from there to BASS, and Jacob Wheeler is an outstanding, versatile angler, and you're going to see him move up in the ranks. He's what I would consider one of these, not a young gun, but a mid-level young gun that's going to move up and take over as KVD and some of these other guys get a little bit older, and your Rick Cluns and Nixons, and they eventually retire.
You know what no one has actually said? No one has come out and said there's enough fishermen to go around.
Oh, and there is. With the high school programs and the college programs now, I think this Major League Fishing deal is awesome, because in 2 or 3 years we're not going to be talking about the controversial. We don't sit and argue about BASS and FLW, which one's better than the other one. Some guys fish one, some guys fish the other.
It's just another avenue to promote fishermen.
And that's what it's going to do. And you're going to see a whole new core group of young anglers that are going to step up to the forefront here in the next 2 to 3 years. I've got some stats. Kevin Van Dam. These were interesting to me, so I want to share them, and we're going to go through them here real quick. Obviously, KVD is around the $7 million mark for career earnings. 30 years as a bass tour angler. 25 BASS victories, 7 Angler of the Year titles, 4 Classic wins, and there's 1 more Classic to go before he's done with BASS. Those numbers are astounding. But listen to this. The states that he has won the most money in, which state do you think he has won the most money in?
Not Michigan.
Not Michigan.
Alabama?
You got it right.
I'm good.
Alabama, Louisiana, and New York are his top 3 money-earning states. Top lakes were Louisiana Delta, $633,000 plus. Lay Lake was number 2 at over $500,000, and the Alabama River was almost $500,000. Kentucky Lake, it was 5th. Grand Lake was 7th on his list for most money. Missouri, in the state of Missouri, he's won $105,000. Arkansas, $130,000. He's won over $200,000 on 10 different bodies of water. That's not including, or I take that back. He's won a little over $4 million in his career, not including Angler of the Year or Classic wins. So just on regular tournaments. 24 guys this year in the FLW and BASS on the Bass Fan World Ranking stats there. Those are, full-time fishermen. 24 guys made over $100,000 this year in earnings, and KVD was 151 and still had the Classic to go. So,
and that's before expenses.
That's before expenses. But anyway, interesting stuff. There are how many full-time pros that fish BASS or FLW do you think are from the state of Missouri?
Maybe 2.
2? You got 5.
5. Okay.
You got Jeremy Lawyer, James
okay.
Watson, Brian Snowden, Rick Clunn, Randy Blockett.
Okay.
I was astounded by that. I figured there would be more, and they just had a list of all the states there, but that's the 5 that we have representing Missouri. And but anyway, regional tournament action presented to us by Battery Outfitters, Pro Guide Batteries, the Fisherman's Choice in batteries. Visit Battery Outfitters Springfield location at 5245 South Campbell Avenue for all your battery needs. Hey, former FLW Tour Pro Tommy Dickerson of Orange, Texas, brought 3 bass weighing 5 pounds and 13 ounces to the scale Saturday to win the Fort Gibson Lake Southwestern FLW Series event with a 3-day total of, my Lord, 32 pounds and 6 ounces.
Man, you had to be in a panic situation if you're leading this tournament.
Yeah, I mean...
And, of course, they had rain all over Oklahoma last week. That little pond is notorious for weather changes, for the bite stopping.
Yeah, the thing about it was, what was crazy is that Darrell Robertson ended up finishing 10th, and he weighed in like 2 fish one day or 3 fish one day, and it was crazy, the low weights. But Tommy Dickerson, it was interesting how he won. He got off the main lake. He actually had to push and pull and tug his boat to get through this little backwater area, and there was kind of what I would call a little shoal in front of the entrance, and he had to skate across that, I guess, the first day maybe, and caught a limit, and then the second day he had to push because the lake was lowering. He had to push and get his boat across there. The third day, the last day, he couldn't get on it. He tried for an hour to get his boat across it, and he couldn't make it. So he had to go back out on the lake and do some other things. But the lake was coming up. So later in the day, he was able to go back there and get his boat up in this little area, and he was able to catch 3 keepers. He was throwing a spinnerbait, and he was concentrating on boulders that were right underneath the water. It was only 4 to 5 foot deep in this little area, and he had enough time to catch 3 fish. He actually tied for first place, and the tiebreaker in that event goes back to your day 2 weights, and he had the heavier weight on day 2, so it got him the win.
Wow.
So crazy there. Next cast presented to us by Lou's Rods and Reels, setting the standard by winning ICAST Rod and Reel Combo Best of Show 4 years running in the Springfield, Missouri area. If you're ever here, stop by the Lou's headquarters and visit the Ozark Fishing Museum. And, hey, it's a good time to get out on the lake and use those rods and reels, those Lou's Rods and Reels right now, whether you're crappie fishing or bass fishing. All right, let's go out here and get this trivia question answered. Roger, are you with us?
Yeah.
All right, Roger, where are you calling from, buddy?
Springfield, Missouri.
Well, buddy, thanks for listening to the show, man, and do you have an answer for that question?
Well, my phone cut out. I heard the answers, the presidents. I didn't hear the question.
Okay, what vice president promised Ray Scott that he would support the Wallop Barrow Act, which helped assist funding modern-day fishing? Was it Jimmy Carter, George W. Bush, or Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan.
No. Good answer, man, but not right. Sorry, buddy.
All right, that's all right.
All right, let's go out here to Rick. Rick, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, Rick, thanks for calling, buddy. Which president promised Ray Scott that he would support the Wallop Barracks Act, Barrow Act, I can't say it, for modern-day fishing funding? Was it Jimmy Carter, George W. Bush? There's your 50-50.
Well, I've seen pictures of Ray Scott with both of them. I'm going to guess Jimmy.
Oh, the Peanut Man is not the right answer.
Boy, somebody's going to win this next one.
I would hope. All right, Alan, are you with us? Hello, Alan.
Hello. Yeah, this is Alan.
Alan, where are you calling from, buddy?
Third Grove.
Well, you can't get this wrong, Alan. I'm going to tell you the two that have already been taken. You have to choose between Jimmy Carter, George Bush, and Ronald Reagan. Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan have already been guessed, and they were wrong. So give me the right answer.
George Bush.
George W. Bush, that's the man. Hey, you won yourself an Extreme Outdoors Tackle Pack. Stay on the line with us. We need to get some information from you, and we will be right back after these messages.
Tad Moreland, attorney at law, 939 North Boonville, Springfield, is trained to meet all your legal needs, from personal injury, criminal defense, class action, or a speeding ticket. See Tad Moreland now. If a legal decision is required, just like me, Tad Moreland is the attorney you call. Court action or a simple speeding ticket. Look to Tad Moreland for representation. Contact Tad Moreland at 1-417-865-4400 for legal consultation or tadstickets.com for those pesky traffic violations. Tad Moreland, with over 20 years of experience, is the attorney you want on your side. It's all about fishing people talking fishing. That's Extreme Outdoors, located behind Ulrich Marine in Branson, West Missouri. Extreme Outdoors has a huge inventory of fishing tackle you need to catch your next big fish. Whether you need a bait to fish in grass or a lure that dives to 20 feet, or even a lure that is not known for catching fish in our area, Extreme Outdoors has your bait. When a lure is catching fish, Extreme Outdoors will have that lure, line, rod, and reel that you need. Extreme Outdoors, Branson West. If you haven't seen the full lineup of Ranger bass boats, better head to Branson West Marine, located on Highway 76 just east of Branson West, Missouri. With a fully certified installation staff, Branson West provides Mercury, Yamaha, and Evinrude choices in motors, while giving you the opportunity to choose from Ranger fiberglass, the new Ranger aluminums, and now the Ranger Regatta pontoon. Come to Branson West Marine for the largest selection of Ranger products in the West. Branson West Marine also has boat accessories and can install them on site. For the best deal on a new Ranger, get to Branson West Marine today. Sunline Fluorocarbon. Incredible sensitivity, abrasion resistance, less stretch, and longevity on the spool. BASS winners Tommy Biffle and Mike McClellan know what line to use. Sunline Fluorocarbon outfishes and outlasts all the others. Sunline Fluorocarbon and Monofilament, available at Fin and Feather and Bass Pro Shops.
Welcome back to the Fishin' Radio Show, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, where you can shop online and take advantage of the local in-store pickup, 100% guarantee outdoor rewards program, and a price match policy on the best outdoor products in the world. Next cast brought to you by Chomper Soft Plastics, War Eagle Spinnerbaits, and John's Hot Props. Fishing in the Big Leagues presented by Garmin Electronics and the Live Scope. 2018 ICAST Best of Show winner. Don't get left behind. Make Garmin Live Scope your next choice when it comes to electronics. FLW News, the 2019 FLW Costa Series. We talked a little bit about it last week. Didn't have time to touch base on it. They're going to continue with their 5 divisions, 3 tournaments in each division, no entry fee championship. That championship's going to be on Lake Cumberland in October of 2019. The entry fees for the pros have went up $200, so it's $1,900 now.
It only cost you $5,700 to enter 3 tournaments now.
There you go. And $75, which is for the co-anglers, which takes it up to $650. But they have increased the prize money with a 150-boat field. The winning pro will collect a $90,000 package, which is $40,000 cash and a $50,000 Ranger boat. If they have a maximum field, which is 250 boats, that top prize would be $110,000, be $60,000 in cash and a $50,000 Ranger boat. 12 spots in the 2020 Cup will be handed out at the 2019 FLW Series Championship to go to the Forest Wood Cup. And so there you go. Costa information is out. College and high school spotlight. College fishing news. You're going to start to see some of these college stars move into these elite ranks, the BASS, and maybe some of them move into the FLW. There's a lot of these young kids out there that are sticks, and if they've got their finances in line and they've got some help with some sponsors when they get out of college, you're going to see some of them jump into the elites this year, and who's going to be the new stars of BASS Elite now that all the big dogs have left. We're going to be talking about that a lot during the season next year, is who's going to rise to the occasion. High school fishing, if you're a junior high or a high school angler and you're interested in fishing, make sure you contact your local counselor, athletic director at your school to see if you have a fishing program available. And we're going to take another break. Stay with us on Jock 98.7 and Facebook Live. We'll be right back after these messages.
There's an old saying that anglers and water enthusiasts have trusted for many years: black on the back. Mercury has been pushing anglers to their limits, getting them to the fish and back to weigh in. Mercury is still #1 on the water, and it's because Mercury builds their motors to last. Whether you choose the Pro XS models from 115 to 300 horsepower, Mercury's are built to last. Craftsmanship means reliability, so trust Mercury and put black on the back. When I hit the ignition, I'm thankful that I run Pro Guide batteries. When I drop the trolling motor and bump the switch, my boat always moves. For over 20 years, I have dealt my starting and trolling motor batteries some pretty tough treatment. When you fish 200 days per year and after every trip you charge the batteries in your boat, you better make certain they are Pro Guides. No battery on the market is as reliable as a Pro Guide. It's what you get with Chompers, a bite every time. Chompers is made with a scent of garlic, and you always know it's Chompers, but the fish do too. Don't open a package of Chompers unless you expect to catch fish. Chompers, fish bite it and never let go. From the finesse rig worm to their wild hog and twin-tail jig trailers, Chompers has a soft plastic for all occasions to match up with your Chompers jig. Get your Chompers on today. If I told you I got the same insurance as you, but at a better price, would you change? If the coverage was the same or better, would you change? If I told you my insurance agent had the knowledge as to which insurance best met the needs of me and my family, wouldn't you want to have my insurance agent also? All this and more from Scott Berry Insurance, the agent who shops around so you don't have to. Call Scott for home, auto, boat, and renter's insurance at 417-861-2983. Scott Berry Insurance, specializing in getting you the best price for your insurance needs. You can't afford to be without insurance, so why not get the best rates in the business with Scott Berry Insurance? Got a lot of oops and dang it's on the old boat? Make it new again with a trip to the most famous boat body shop in the Ozarks, Championship Marine. Championship Marine repairs fiberglass boats, installs carpet, and provides the best boat detail shop. So when your boat needs a makeover, go to Championship Marine in Spokane, Missouri. Championship Marine provides free estimates for their work, and you can always rely on Championship Marine to provide your old boat with a new boat look. See Championship Marine today.
Wishes transform lives.
My name is Memphis, and my wish is to swim with sea turtles.
And wishes positively impact the lives of these children and will forever enrich yours.
Memphis's wish gave her an opportunity to forget about her illness and gave her the opportunity to just be a kid again.
Each year, Make-A-Wish Missouri grants over 330 wishes to local children, and you can help make that happen. Donate today by visiting Don Barry Fishin Radio's Facebook page and clicking the link to donate to Make-A-Wish Missouri. Your donations will bring us closer to our vision of granting the wish of every eligible child.
This afternoon, a little bit cooler, mostly sunny skies. The high today at 64. It'll be clear and colder tonight, low 40. Sunny to partly cloudy and cool for tomorrow, high near 57. And then for tomorrow night, increasing cloudiness, low again at 40. Times of clouds and sun, a shower, cool day for Friday, high 55. Low clouds and afternoon rain on Saturday, with a high at 61. I'm AccuWeather's Steve Williams.
At Jog 98.7, it's 60.
Welcome back to the Fishin' Radio Show, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Shop at a location near you today for the best fishing, hunting, and White River marine boating products in the world. Next cast brought to you by McAllister Marine in Highlandville, Missouri. Marine Repair Center And RMS Automotive, your one-stop shop for all your automotive accessories. Call RMS Automotive today right here in Springfield, Missouri at 417-881-8434. And real quick, we've got a couple things. The Tournament Champion Bass Cat Champion Owners Tournament. First place went to John Cook and Alan McMillan with 15.70 pounds, and the big bass was Aaron Hodge and James Bailey with a 466. That was out of Porter Kimmerling on Table Rock. And also, if any school would like for J.P. Sell, the high school fishing program, for him to visit them and get a fishing program started, have them call the Lew's headquarters in Springfield, Missouri, and get in touch with J.P. He'll stop by and visit your school. And also, want to tell everybody out there to support the Jack Emmett Memorial Fishing Tournament coming up on Table Rock Lake, October the 27th. That's the week after the Ozark Mountain Team Trail Championship. That's the Jack Emmett Memorial, October the 27th on Table Rock, 7 a.m. to 2. Proceeds will benefit the Drury Bass Fishing Club. And it is time for today's Tackle Spotlight.
Well, if you've been on Table Rock in the past week or so, you'll notice bait fish moving close to the surface. You'll see them. They'll make a little wake. And right now we're going to talk about a bait that you can catch some of those fish with. Instead of going to the typical topwater, which is a chugger or a Zara spook or maybe a buzzbait, something like that, we're talking about a -1. And a -1's got a little bitty short bill that hangs off the front of it, allows that bait to move back and forth like this at very shallow depths. And if you get an opportunity to cast this bait, cast a long way, you can move it back past the structure and stuff like that that's up shallow. But some of the bait fish are out a little deeper. This bait will catch them out deeper, much like a topwater bait. Comes in a couple of different sizes. You can move down to this size right here. That's a little smaller. Lucky Craft's got a bait out that's same thing, about that size, one a little larger. And you can get a storm bait that does that. But it makes a little wake as it comes back. I remember one time several years ago, Brent Chapman, one of the big pros right now, won a tournament, came up on some schooling fish, started throwing a -1 out there, took home the victory. Have one in your tackle box, folks.
Awesome. Hey, Branson West Marine Fishing Report. Shop Branson West Marine, located in Branson West, Missouri, for your next Ranger boat. Presented by Stone Creek Lodge and Tandem Fly Outfitters, your one-stop shop on Stockton Lake. They have a fully stocked bait and tackle shop, clean, affordable rooms, and fishing guides on staff. Find Stone Creek Lodge and Tandem Fly Outfitters on Facebook, or give them a call at 417-276-1700. And I've been telling everybody to get down there and see my good buddy Chris Nelson. And you know what? Last Friday I was headed to Stockton Lake to go do a little crappie fishing. Called my good buddy Chris, and he just happened to not be on a guide trip last Friday, which was a miracle for me. He said, come by and get me and I'll go with you. Got to spend a little time on the water with him, and we flat put the hurting on some crappie. So if you're wanting to catch some crappie, get down there to Stone Creek Lodge and get out on the water with Chris. He can take you out on a half-day trip and catch you a limit. 417-276-1700. Bass, whopper ploppers, square bills, crankbaits, spinnerbaits, jigs. They're all going to start working. We got a cold front coming in this weekend.
The water's going to cool down, folks.
The water's going to cool down. They're going to start biting, and throw a buzz bait in there too. Crappie, jigs. If you can't get a bite on a jig, you got to put that crappie nibble on there. And if it gets tough, you're going to have to go to some minnows around the pole timber and the brush piles to catch them. Walleye, you can put a night crawler on and fish some of the brush piles and get a walleye bite here and there. And white bass are still catching a few schoolers here and there. But, hey, we're going to get out of here and take a quick break. Don't go anywhere after these messages from our sponsors. It's Freedom Bank Guest of the Week time.
Ranger Boats has been honored to share the dreams of countless anglers for almost a half-century, and they continue to enjoy the privilege of that service. Ranger offers the most outstanding fiberglass boat on the market, built to last and satisfy every fishing need you can think of. From fiberglass to aluminum, Ranger excels in performance and workmanship, preserving the strongest resale of any bass boat on the market. From the Z500C series to the new 199R aluminum pad boat, Rangers are built with unparalleled craftsmanship, performance innovations, and strength. From first light to the last cast, always rely on Ranger. Check out the new lineup of Ranger Regatta pontoons and start chasing the fun. Marine Repair Center just announced they are the Garmin electronics dealer for Southwest Missouri. Marine Repair Center now carries and installs the most sought-after fishing units available, Garmin. Marine Repair Center also has Minn Kota and Motor Guide trolling motors while placing Garmin, Lowrance, or Humminbird electronics on your boat. The new Marine Repair Center, located at 1434 North National, Springfield, call Scott or Brad at 417-833-9191 for the accessories needed to make you the best fisherman ever. And now, get the latest in Graph mounts from Bass Boat Technologies at Marine Repair Center. Experiencing motor problems on your boat? Ulrich Marine is the established marine repair and outboard motor dealer in the Table Rock Lake and Southwest Missouri area. Ulrich Marine carries all the accessories you need for your boat, including Garmin, Humminbird, and Lowrance electronics, and Ulrich Marine installs them also. If it is a trolling motor acting up, look to Ulrich Marine for all your needs. Ulrich Marine also has the new Champion Charger boat, one real fast machine. Check out Ulrich Marine for all your boating needs and repairs, located in Branson West, Missouri, on the west side of Highway 13.
Bass Pro Shops is more than a store. It's the right gear for wherever your adventure takes you. It's a great selection of the brands you trust, like Under Armour, Carhartt, and Ascend. It's a low price guarantee. It's great service from folks who know what they're talking about. It's a sportsman's paradise. And free events that are fun for the whole family. Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here at 1935 South Campbell in Springfield and at the Branson Landing.
Shop no more for electronics. New Garmin Echo Map Plus series has arrived. Affordable with new bright sunlight readable screens. Garmin Echo Map Plus is preloaded with Lakeview HD maps covering 17,000 total lakes, or you can create your own mapping with built-in software. See the lake like you've never seen it before with Garmin Echo Map Plus. Simple to use and built to make you a better fisherman. Garmin, now available at Marine Repair Center, Ulrich Marine, and Bass Pro Shops.
Hey, welcome back to the Fishin' Radio Show, presented to us by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. We're in the Find 'em, Catch 'em guest seminar presented by Tad Moreland, attorney at law. When you need legal advice and representation, Tad Moreland gets the job done. Call Tad Moreland today at 417-865-4400 or go online to tadstickets.com. Hey, our Freedom Bank guest of the week is Major League Fishing co-founder and Major League Fishing pro, Mr. Boyd Duckett. Boyd, welcome to the show, man.
How in the world is everybody up there in Missouri?
Man, we're doing good. How are you doing?
Well, I've been a hair busy.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit busy. Got a lot going on here, working on this Major League Fishing Bass Pro Shop tour, so it's awesome.
That's great, man. Let's kick this thing off, and I told you we're gonna let you tell our listeners. We're on the radio, we're on Facebook Live, and we're gonna let you tell us all about the Major League Fishing program and how this Bass Pro Tour is going to work. And to kick it off, what's the mission of this Bass Pro Tour in Major League Fishing?
Well, let me start not at the beginning, but at the midway point. We don't have enough time to go all the way to the beginning, but Major League Fishing, you can watch grow from our original group of, we had 13, original episodes that aired on Outdoor Channel through our partnership with Outdoor Sportsman Group, KSC, part of Stan Kroenke's companies. And then we grew to 4, and then we had our World Championship that was on CBS Network. So, we're real proud to have invested outside of just our core audience. One of our main missions is to try to show our great sport of bass fishing to not only those that love it and watch it, on a regular basis, but also introduce it to new people. So we're using the vehicle of television media as well as other streaming forms to reach a new audience and try to make people more aware of what we all love. So we're excited about that opportunity. So then now comes to the new page. What is this Bass Pro Tour? Bass Pro Tour and Bass Pro Championship. So we were at a point where we were doing about all we could do as anglers and still have time to fish another league. And we all just love it. We love the format. We love the brand. And so it was time to step out and make it a full-time deal. So we have launched the Bass Pro Tour which is the highest level of professional bass fishing now, both in reach, in media platform, in payout. So it's a great day for those of us as professional anglers. And what made that possible was us taking the partnership that we have, which is the PBT. I represent the ownership of the anglers, the small group of anglers that started this and have always been equity partners. And then being able to collaborate with KSE and their ownership of Sportsman Network Outdoor Channel and other websites and such. But we were missing that magic element, and everybody in Missouri knows who that magic element is. Bass Pro Shop, Johnny Morris and John Paul and the management team there. And it's not about the funding, and it's not about the money. Yes, they're a sponsor. It's about the fact that brand and that company has their heart invested in the outdoor space. That's a big difference. And that's what I was so excited about and hopeful of. And with the early meetings with Johnny Morris and the team, to see them get on board and back us and have the same belief in our approach to conservation and our catch and release, and in our desire to elevate our sport, to create an awareness of the outdoors for a much larger audience. They just fit, right in line with us, step by step. And so that's really the exciting point, exciting part. And of course, the White River Marine Group with their brands, Ranger, Triton, and Nitro, and the association there, it's just a winning team, man. And I couldn't be more excited. Not only do we have a great company and a great business model, but we have three partners in this whose heart's in the right direction, and that doesn't happen very often in business. So there's a lot more to it than just making a buck. We got to make money to reinvest to accomplish our dreams of reaching all these people. But more importantly, we're all aligned with our heart to get out here and truly grow our sport and show it to new people. So that's what that Bass Pro Tour is all about. It's an 8-event tour. It'll be what these 80 guys that you've seen listed on our press release, unquestionably the toughest 80 out there in the world at this point. No tougher tour than the one we've created here. But those 8 events, and they culminate into the Bass Pro Championship, which will be a big event that you'll see us have in 20. We're not going to have that championship in 19 because we all have the Bassmaster Classic as a championship from the end of the bass season, and which is also a great event, and we're all excited about fishing that. But that's kind of what the Bass Pro Tour is and Bass Pro Tour Championship.
Okay, Boyd, there's got to be this wow factor from the fisherman side, and you're an angler. So what is the biggest wow factor in the new circuit?
Wow, that's a great question. From a pure angler perspective, some of what's exciting about it for us is the media opportunity. The fact that we will film in 850 program hours. That gives us great opportunities to showcase our sport. We're all very proud to be part of it. And that gives us all a chance to showcase it to so many eyes and so many new people that haven't seen our sport. They don't know about fishing. They don't know about competitive fishing. So that's probably a consensus of a great number of us, is just that big. It's the biggest opportunity, the biggest media platform that any of us have ever had. So that's the big wow factor, I think, for most of us. And then secondarily, if you looked at the payout, it was in our press release there. You can go to MajorLeagueFishing.com and see that. That's substantially better too. So, it's always good when you make a few extra bucks.
Yeah. And Boyd, since we're on the wow factor thing real quick here, tell us, because again, you're an angler and you fish Major League Fishing, what is the difference between being in a BASS event fishing and being in the Major League Fishing event fishing? that we've seen you do both, and we see the guys get so tense and a lot of stress and excitement. So what's the difference in the two formats for you as an angler?
Yeah, it is very, very different. And I guess you recognize that on TV to watch us, but we have probably the onboard scoreboard is definitely one of the big differences. That and the fact that every fish counts. Those two elements bring so much more pressure to the sport than what we've experienced in the past. Because, if you're having a bad day and you're fishing a regular tournament with 5 fish, you always have a chance of catching 2 good ones late in the day and making up for it, so you're always, you're a little calm knowing you have that opportunity. And in Major League Fishing, because every fish counts, when you get behind, you're behind, and there's no question what everybody else has. So when you're getting it handed to you, you're living that. You can't get that official. You just wish sometimes they wouldn't give you a score tracker update, but they have to, and that's really the pressure point, man. You know where you stand, and when you get behind, you feel the pressure, and it seems like you can never get ahead far enough to get relaxed. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, we saw the scenario in the Bassmaster Classic last year when Jason Christie was leading, and we're all watching it on TV, and we're all saying, Jason, just pick up a Cinco and throw it underneath the dock and catch 1 fish, man. You're going to win. You're going to win. And, of course, he had no idea. And in this new format, Major League Fishing, you're going to know whether you're getting your butt kicked or whether you're kicking butt.
That's exactly right. I have noticed a change having fished now so many of these Major League Fishing events. I've tournament fished since I was 17 in 1977. And we always fished against the fish. And it's like we fish against the competitors now. So that's a psychological change that we feel in the boat, where it just used to be us against the fish, and that was that. At the end of the day, I'm now competing with individuals. If Jason Christie's leading, Jason knows I'm after him, and he knows he's trying to beat me. And so it becomes a different competition that way. It's weird, hard to explain, but it's more like competing with the guys now than it ever has been. It's less about the fish and more about the competition between the players. Really a different dynamic.
Totally makes sense. More like a modern day sports team kind of now, like a football or a basketball team competing against each other instead of something else. But hey, are we going to do the format, how it's laid out is, talk to us about the Bass Pro Tour, and then once you get into the Major League Fishing side of it after the BPT Tour, is it going to be a 12-inch fish limit or a 1-pound limit, or how are we going to do that?
Well, currently in our Cup events, the 4 Cup events and the Cup Championship that's currently out there, we have a 1-pound minimum. And part of the reason, and I think what goes understated, is the fact that we have no idea where we're going. We have no information about the lake. We have no help, no public knowledge, no internet knowledge, nothing. And so it's an extreme challenge. Most of your listeners here fish, so everybody knows if you've never seen a body of water the first time you back in it, and if you've never talked to anybody, which hardly anybody's ever done that, the first 2 hours are terrible, as you can see. So that 1-pound minimum exists because that's a tough challenge when you know nothing about a lake and you have no information. Most guys have never done that, But now in the tour, we will have 2 days of practice, and we'll know where we're going. So it's different. So you'll probably see that our minimum scoreable bass go up. So if we go to Grand Lake, which is a really good lake that or over to Table Rock, those all could have different minimums. We might have a 2-pound scoreable bass minimum at Table Rock, and you might go to a 3-pound scoreable bass minimum at Grand if you wanted to, or maybe at Gunnersville. And so we have a lot of flexibility to keep that competition level tough just by increasing that minimum weight. So that's a moving target, and it's flexible. and it creates a new dynamic.
Wow. Yeah, that definitely does. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another question that some of the people have been throwing around is the scales, the calibration. Do you guys calibrate all the scales? Do you have extra scales in the boat in case one breaks for the guys doing the weighing?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's amazing. We spend a tremendous amount of time looking into high quality scales. They are calibrated. They're all identical. We check them at the end of every day. There are backup scales available to every official, and I guess I thought about that 7 years ago, because when we first started, we were all conscious of that, but we just don't have any discrepancy in weight. They're all identical, and that side of it works really, really well. But I guess you're doing it for the first time, that is something you'd think of, and but we're very comfortable. We've been in that world now, like I say, for, hard to believe, but it's been 7 years since we shot our first one a long time ago on Amistad. But, yeah, scales are dead on. I don't think any of the guys have any issue with that.
Okay, Boyd, now, we all know that coverage is important. And how important is that coverage, and how are you guys going to cover 80 anglers?
Coverage is important. And what you'll see us do, you will see us fish in fields of 80. I'm sorry, fields of 40. Our full field is 80, and we'll split that. And so Group A will fish on Monday and Wednesday. Group B will fish on Tuesday and Thursday. They will only compete against each other. You with me? In other words,
Yep.
Group A competes against only Group A. And then the top 20 from that group advance, the top 20 from the B group advance, at least 40 guys. So on the fifth day, those 40 fish to make the top 10 to make it to championship day. So that's how that works. And we'll have 40 league trained officials full time. They go through classroom training, film training, on the water training. They'll be fully ready, be just like what you see now. We have 15 fully trained officials that you see week in and week out on television. We'll just increase that field to 40, and so that should be just as smooth as it always has been with the dozen or so we use.
So Group A is going to fish on Monday and Wednesday, so they'll fish one day and have the next day off, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and I'm assuming the guys won't be able to share information or anything like that.
That's right. Yep, Major League Fishing. We do everything we can. All our rules are built around making it as fair and even for everybody. No angler can ever get an advantage over another angler. It's just what your skill set against mine.
Okay, so right now, anybody that wants to know anything about this, all you got to do is tune in to any social media, and you're going to get pros and cons on every one of the circuits that are out there right now. But
Isn't that the truth, man?
But my question is, my attention, because we have a lot of listeners and stuff, and we know a lot of anglers, but it's how do the new guys get to break in to the new BPT and the MLF?
Yeah, great question, and we'll be coming. We will start with our original group. We gave that group a commitment for their commitment to come over and fish with us, and provide us that field. We committed to them 3 years. So those guys will stay with us for 3 years, and in the third year, there'll be a cut. The bottom 10 guys in the point system will be cut, and 10 more guys will come in through our feeder system.
Now, is that feeder system tournaments, or is that by invite?
Yes. Yeah, no, that'll be through Major League Fishing tournaments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're going to 3 years, and then after the third year, you're going to cut the bottom 10, and then the next 10 guys obviously in line of what place they're in the standings will get the opportunity to move in, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, awesome. We'll take 10 new guys every year, so it's a pretty good turn rate. And, the idea behind that, is to keep the highest level of bass fishing. The only way you can do that is let your great up-and-comers come on in via performance. So that's how all sports work, and that's how ours does.
Okay. How are you going to address the high school and the college tournament action that has just taken the United States by storm.
Boy, isn't that the truth, man? It's exciting for all of us in the industry and as professional anglers, certainly to see the high school and the college grow to the rate that it's in. And of course, we have a lot to do to perfect this highest end tour that's coming in 19. We obviously have a lot of work to do because 2 years from now we'll be launching that open level type feeder system. But we also have our eye on the rest of we get a tremendous number of people that call us and want to be involved in Major League Fishing and want to see Major League Fishing events. And we're very conscious of that. Got a ton on our plate right now, but we got a lot more to come. We got a lot of plans and formats in place. And as time goes on, you'll see some releases on what we're doing on those lines.
So, just to sum that up, then we can in the future we can see a system put in place for high school anglers, college anglers, moving on up from college through a what I would call a sub-level Bass Pro Tour, and then they will be able to qualify to get into the Bass Pro Tour from that.
Yeah, we have to work through all those logistics. One of the things that is a mission of Major League Fishing, there's two great leagues out there already in FLW and Bass, and we want to find ways to continue to work with those brands. They're good for our sport. They launch a lot of people. So a lot of thought over the next year or two needs to go into place. But for an overall 30,000-foot appearance from our management team, all of these levels, from high school to college to grassroots, all of that needs to be addressed. We have a great sport. We want everybody to be available in it. So we will work through the challenges on what is best for our industry. Don't know all of those answers, but we want to support not just Major League Fishing, but our those other fabulous leagues that are out there. So we have to work through and figure out how we can help make all of that better. Not disrupt it, not mess anything up. And so as you can see, over the next year or two, a lot of work's got to be done to give you all those answers.
Makes sense, man. Makes sense. Hey, we got a question from one of our listeners. How can a guy or a gal apply to become an official?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we are the individual that's responsible for training these new officials is Aaron Bashirs. And you can go to MajorLeagueFishing.com and get the contact info and contact Aaron Bashirs. He's taken applications. I know he's greatly overwhelmed currently, but we still want to see everybody's application. So if you'll contact him or contact the office, they'll give you an email address where you can contact him, and he'll put you in line there with all the other apps we have.
Awesome. And one of the things that how much time we got here? We got about 4.5, 5 minutes. One of the things, and I'm sure you got some more stuff to work through, is kind of the wow factor of maybe the Forest Wood Cup and the Bassmaster Classic at the end of the year. How is the Bass Pro Tour and Major League Fishing, how are they going to handle the wow factor for the end of the year championship in 2020?
Will you be riding an elephant or anything in, Boyd?
Lions and tigers and elephants. Yeah. Hey, Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey went out. They went out. I think PETA finally drove them out of business 3 years ago or something. So we're going to resurge that. We're going to bring the animals back.
Yeah.
But we have some great plans for our championship. All of those details are not finalized, but we plan to have a great championship with obviously great anglers. We have a lot of media presence. Our online media, that's something that we intend to explore. We have a great plan now that you'll see launched in January for lives. And so we do have a lot of really big plans for that championship. Not really going to disclose the details. It's still a work in progress. But we intend to have a championship that is phenomenal. It'll be gigantic. It'll pay phenomenally, and it'll be worthy of the biggest championship in the sport. Now, I cautiously say that because, respectfully, the Bassmaster Classic's the icon in our sport. It's Augusta National, the Forest Wood Cup, the group at FLW. Fantastic folks that got great programs, and so we're not trying to compete with those guys. We all got in this to further this sport, not to harm this sport in any way. So we're in full support of those guys, and as long as you carry that spirit, it'll be good for bass fishing. And so a lot of that is in our heart. We want to do this thing right, but we're going to have a great championship, I promise you.
Good deal. Hey, we got 2 minutes. Real quick, what are some of the lakes that you're going to, if you can spit that out yet? And if you can't, then are we going to see some different bodies of water that we have in the past of BASS and FLW tournaments over the years?
Yes, you will. We have 14 events, 4 of which are cup events and a cup championship. You've watched what we've done at Major League Fishing with those cup events, and you've seen a lot of new water you haven't seen in the past, a lot of water none of the pros have seen in the past. And then we have our 8 tour events with our tour championship. That's going to be a larger field, and you'll probably see some of the common bodies of water. We're in the process right now of establishing all of those venues. Within a couple of weeks, you'll see that all those venues disclosed. But yes, what you're going to see from Major League Fishing is all of it. You're going to see the use of small bodies of water. You're going to see our top 10 days be selective in some really cool venues. You're going to see us compete on the tried and true, the Daytonas and Charlottes and Talladegas of our sport. You're going to see, the Gunnersville, Table Rocks, Grands, Oneida, all that good stuff. So we're going to try to highlight all of the fisheries. There's a diverse set of fisheries in America, and we want to try to highlight all that. So we're not stuck on any one of it, and we intend to have a really good blend so that all the styles of bass fishing are showcased at Major League Fishing.
We're excited about getting it going, man.
Boy,
yeah, we are too, man. We are too.
Man, you have been an awesome guest today, and again, I want to thank my good buddy Rick Emmett for reaching out to you and getting us hooked up. And man, again, Boyd, thanks for being on the show today.
Absolutely, I appreciate you asking me anytime. It's always a pleasure.
All right, man, we're going to let you get out of here and get back to work, and best of luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Until next week, folks, I'm Don Berry, host of Don Berry's Fishing Radio Show, saying keep fishing and keep catching.
Brother, it's a long road from Amistad to Toho. Doesn't matter which way you go, the miles are all the same.
Don Berry's Fishing Radio Show is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Tad Mullen, attorney at law, Ranger Boats, Mercury Marine, Pro Guide Batteries, Sun Line, Branson West Marine, Marine Repair Center, Championship Marine, Chomper Soft Plastics, War Eagle Spinnerbaits, John's Hot Crops, McAllister Marine, Blues Reels and Rods, Solar Bat Sunglasses, Hayden Machinery, Ulrich Marine, Freedom Bank, Extreme Outdoors, Bass Pro Shops, Power Pole, and Garmin Electronics.
Wind and rain to me, it's all the same. I make a living playing this game.
This afternoon, a little bit cooler, mostly sunny skies. The high today at 64.